Imagine it's a Friday night in Singapore. You just got paid. The notification pops up on your phone, and for 1 second, one single second, it feels good. Then you open your banking app. You see the number, and that feeling disappears almost immediately. Because the rent already left. The CPF already went. The groceries, the transport, the subscriptions, the one dinner out this week that you told yourself was fine. And what's left sitting there on a Friday night after a full week of work doesn't look like freedom. It looks like survival. Now here's the thing that nobody talks about. Someone earning $3,000 a month in Singapore is doing this. And someone earning $15,000 a month in Singapore is doing this too. Different numbers, exact same feeling. And the reason is not that they're both bad with money. The reason is that they are both using the wrong strategy for their income level. Because the moves that save a person earning $4,000 a month are completely different from the moves that build wealth for someone earning $12,000. And if you're playing the wrong game for your salary bracket, you will spend your entire career working hard and going nowhere. So today, I'm going to walk you through the best financial strategies for every income level in Singapore in 2026. Real numbers, real CPF rates, real tax brackets from IRAS. And by the end of this video, you will know the exact next move for wherever you sit right now. Let's get into it. First, the foundation everyone needs to understand. Singapore's tax system is one of the most generous on the planet for the average worker. You pay zero tax on the first $20,000 you earn each year. Then it scales up very slowly, 2% up to $30,000, 3.5% up to $40,000, and 7% up to $80,000. Even at $160,000 a year, your effective tax rate is only around 12%. Compare that to the United Kingdom, where someone earning the equivalent hits 40%, or Australia, where they're already at 32%. Singapore lets you keep an extraordinary amount of what you earn. The question is whether you are actually using that advantage or quietly letting it disappear every month. And then there's CPF. 20% of your salary goes in from your side every month. Your employer puts in another 17% on top. If you earn $5,000 a month, that's $1,750 a month being built up for your future that never even touches your bank account. Most people treat CPF like money that doesn't exist. The smartest people treat it like the most powerful savings engine they have. Now let's talk about where most Singaporeans actually sit. The median gross monthly income in Singapore, as of 2026, is $5,775, including employer CPF. Without the employer contribution, the median take-home before tax is closer to $5,000 a month. That means half of working Singapore earns less than this. If you're sitting between $3,000 and $5,000 a month right now, you are not behind. You are exactly where millions of people are. But the strategies at this level are specific, and most people get them completely wrong. At this income range, your single most important move is not investing. It is building a floor. 3 months of essential expenses in a savings account that you do not touch. In Singapore, 3 months of basic expenses for a single person, rent, food, transport, utilities, runs somewhere between $6,000 and $10,000, depending on whether you're renting a room in an HDB or a studio somewhere. Until that buffer exists, every unexpected expense puts you into debt. And debt at this income level is the fastest way to destroy any chance of building wealth. Once the floor is there, the next move is something most Singaporeans in this bracket completely ignore. If your annual income is below around $47,000, your CPF contributions are already working hard. But you can go one step further. A voluntary cash top-up to your own CPF special account of as little as $1,000 gets you dollar for dollar tax relief on that amount. It earns 4% interest guaranteed by the government. You cannot beat that anywhere else at zero risk. And here's the detail most people at this income level never find out. The personal income tax relief cap is $80,000 a year. You are nowhere near that ceiling. Every dollar you top up into CPF or SRS reduces your taxable income by $1. At your bracket, that saves you between 2 and 7% in real cash. Small numbers. But on your current income, those small numbers matter enormously. The biggest danger at $3,000 to $5,000 a month is not poverty. It is the feeling that investing is something you start later, once you earn more. It is not. Even $200 a month into a low-cost STI ETF or a Singapore REIT ETF, compounding at 6% over 15 years, builds something real. The people who break out of this bracket are not always the ones who earned more. They are the ones who started earlier. Now let's move up. If you're earning between $6,000 and $10,000 a month, something shifts. You are above the national median. You can afford to rent your own place. You have breathing room. And this is exactly where Singapore will quietly take everything extra you make if you are not paying attention. This is the lifestyle inflation zone. At $6,000 a month, you start thinking about a condo instead of an HDB room. At $8,000, you start looking at cars. And here is where I need you to stop for a second, because Singapore has a trap that does not exist anywhere else in the world. A car. Not the car itself, the certificate of entitlement. In May 2026, the COE for a standard Category A car closed at $124,229. That is just the right to own the car, before you have bought the car itself. By the time you factor in the loan repayments, the insurance, the petrol, the parking, and the road tax, you are looking at $2,500 a month minimum. On a $10,000 salary after CPF, a car alone consumes over 30% of your take-home income, and it produces nothing. It does not grow, it does not compound. It goes to zero in 10 years when the COE expires and you start again. The person earning $8,000 a month without a car, investing that $2,500 a month difference into a diversified Singapore REIT ETF at 6% annual yield, in 15 years, that portfolio produces over $700,000. The person who bought the car to signal success is starting over. This is the income level where salary sacrifice into your SRS account becomes one of your highest leverage moves. As a Singaporean or PR, you can contribute up to $15,300 a year into your SRS account. Every single dollar reduces your taxable income. At a chargeable income of $80,000 to $120,000, you are in the 11.5% bracket. A full $15,300 SRS contribution saves you over $1,700 in tax this year. That money grows inside your SRS account completely tax-free until retirement. And when you withdraw it, only 50% is taxable. And you spread that over 10 years, meaning most of it attracts zero or near zero tax at all. Dollar saved in tax today, compounding for 20 years, is worth significantly more than the number on paper. At this income level, you should also be building your investment portfolio outside CPF. The single biggest structural advantage Singapore gives you as an investor is this. There is no dividend tax. There is no capital gains tax. Every dollar your portfolio earns in dividends lands directly in your account, untouched. A Singapore investor holding a REIT ETF paying 6% yield keeps the full 6%. An investor in the United Kingdom pays 20% on the same dividend. In the United States, they pay 15 to 20% withholding at source. You are operating in the most tax-efficient investment environment in the developed world, and most Singaporeans never consciously think about this as an edge. Use it. Now let's talk about $10,000 to $20,000 a month. This is the income range where life becomes genuinely comfortable. You can rent a city fringe condo. You travel at least twice a year. You eat where you want on the weekends. And you'd be shocked how many people at this level still feel like they're running on the treadmill. Because this is where the commitments stack up. a condo at $4,500 to $6,000 a month in rent, a car at $2,500, private healthcare, perhaps a child at an international school from $2,000 to $4,000 a month per kid, dining out 4 nights a week. Suddenly, someone earning $15,000 a month in Singapore, a salary that puts them comfortably in the top 10% of all resident earners, is living payslip to payslip with a nicer view. At this income level, every financial decision must be coordinated and deliberate. The first priority is maximizing your tax efficiency through CPF and SRS together. At a salary of $150,000 to $240,000 a year, you are in the 18 to 19% effective tax bracket. Your SRS contribution of $15,300 does not just save you tax this year. At the 19% bracket, it saves you just under $3,000 in cash immediately. Stack that with a CPF cash top-up to your retirement account of up to $8,000. That is another $1,500 in tax saved this year. Combined, you have reduced your tax bill by over $4,000 without changing your lifestyle at all. That $4,000 invested annually at 7% over 20 years becomes over $170,000. Beyond that, at this income level, you need to think seriously about asset allocation. CPF is your risk-free base. SRS is your tax-deferred retirement vehicle. Your outsized CPF portfolio is where you build long-term dividend-producing assets. The most sustainable structure for a Singaporean at this income level is what financial planners call a 3-layer portfolio. First layer is CPF, generating 4% guaranteed, building toward the full retirement sum of $220,400 by age 55, which gives you estimated payouts of $1,600 to $1,700 a month from CPF Life from age 65 onward. Second layer is your SRS, invested in low-cost diversified ETFs growing tax-free. Third layer is a taxable brokerage account holding Singapore REITs and blue-chip dividend stocks with zero tax on every distribution. At this income level, the biggest risk is not making the wrong investment. It is the assumption that the income will last forever. Careers change. Industries get disrupted. Health can fail. The smartest people at $10,000 to $20,000 a month are the ones converting active income into passive income as fast as possible. They are building something that keeps paying them whether or not they show up on Monday morning. And here is the real takeaway from all of this. Your income level is not your destiny, it is your starting point. Someone earning $5,000 a month who saves 30% and invests consistently will build more wealth over 20 years than someone earning $15,000 who spends every cent on the lifestyle. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not just about earning more. It is about what you do with what you already have. Singapore gives you tools that most countries never offer. No dividend tax, no capital gains tax, guaranteed 4% returns inside CPF, dollar-for-dollar SRS relief, the lowest effective income tax rates in the developed world. The question is not whether the system is stacked in your favor. It absolutely is. The question is whether you are using it. Wherever you sit on this scale right now, the single most powerful thing you can do today is close the gap between what you earn and what you actually keep and invest. That gap is where financial freedom lives in Singapore. If this video gave you even one move you can make this week, hit the like button. It helps more Singaporeans find this content and take control of their money. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll see you in the next one.